Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello truckers and welcome back to ATS. I got a load waiting for us. External contracts today. And I can tell I'm going to be doing some crappy driving. My shifting is terrible. My steering's worse than ever. See, I don't even know how I even want to get into here. Gotta hurry because traffic will be coming. Maybe I'll turn on my beacons so everyone knows I'm picking up a load. I did not know I was picking up a load in the middle of, I don't want to say nowhere, but let's see if I can sneak in here. My truck might be too long. Oh, perfect. Please tell me I'm going straight. Thank you. And don't hit my truck. Don't hit my truck. Don't hit my truck. I'm going to wait for this traffic in front of me to go because I need to swing wide and I probably need to hug that lane anyways. And yeah, it's raining again. I got rain like at 10% and it always rains. Always rains. So we're not going extremely far, like 500 miles, something like that. Give me a second there, buddy. Thanks a lot, dude. Appreciate it. Alright, so off we go. At the wild blue yonder. I'll leave the beacons on for this trip. Looks like I'm going to have to turn the wipers on anyways. So I don't mind doing external contracts in California for two reasons. One, with external contracts, you can only... there is a max speed. I want to say the max speed is 55 anyways. And in California, the max speed limit on the roads is 55 anyways. So I do them once in a while when I feel up to it. And today I kind of felt up to it. So also, I don't know if you saw in my description from last week's video, but that screenshot, you know, sometimes I take pictures and I always upload them to the World of Trucks website, not thinking much of it. I'm like, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. And last week's picture made the editor's pick. So I don't know if you saw that, and if you ever go to World of Trucks website, well, it's probably, we might have to scroll down a page or two now because it's probably been a couple different, I think they go every 3 days, they pick editors' picks for pictures. I thought that was kind of neat. It's one of those things where you don't think that you think a picture's really good and no one notices it, and then you take another picture, it's like, eh. And then everyone like loves that picture and you're like, why? Tell me why? I don't know. Swinger wide. No cars coming. It's all good. So same paint scheme as before. Nothing has changed. Still got the dice up there. The dice don't bother me as much as the bird was. So we're all good. I would like to get an eagle dangling off there to match. I mean, I got an eagle on the hood, eagle paint schemes. It'd be just like a perfect fit. Yeah, so how many miles are we going? Yeah, so 400 miles almost on the nose here. Let me slow down just a little bit. And we'll put the cruise control right at 56 out of 55. And yeah, we're not going too far, so cruise control can go off because we're getting off already. I didn't check the map, so probably should have. Oh, don't put me too much on a hill. Any traffic? I don't see no traffic, but we'll sneak on out. And now it's raining harder than before. More wipers, please. I don't want to turn rain off completely because I don't like to always just be perfectly sunny and whatever. It's nice to have rain once in a while, but man, it just seems to rain a lot. Now I noticed I did take another long trailer, so that means when we get there, parking is just going to be one of those pull-in kind of a jobs. See if I can adjust my track IR again, because it seems like I must be moving too much in my chair. Yeah, that seems better. Alright, now we can turn the wipers probably off. Looks like it's done raining for 10 seconds. So another thing I've been kind of getting into doing a little bit once in a while is maybe doing Truckers MP. I've been on the site once a while ago. The only thing is I don't know if my profile would work on that. You kind of have to use a different profile from single player than multiplayer, especially if you're using like a lot of mods, like I tend to do. Slow down to 30. Don't want to get a ticket. And I remember my early days, I used to get a lot of tickets driving through here. So we'll take it nice and slow. Even at 33, I could get a ticket going through here. And I must have gassed up last time because I got plenty of diesel fuel. And while we're sitting here for traffic, I'll probably take a screenshot in the city for a change. And I always find it funny when you go out and take a screenshot and you come back out, all the traffic disappears. Gotta love that. I think I made the corner no problem. Although I'm hitting some medium post on my side because I was too busy watching the trailer, and then I overrode my engine as well. Not a good sequence there. All right, we're rolling now. We're good. Oh man, it's still only 30 miles an hour through here. I should get my big butt over in the right-hand lane. There we go. Now we can roll. Perfect. Now hopefully we're on the road here for a little bit. Yeah, I decided to take a screenshot early because it's going to get dark. Yeah, we're going to arrive. ETA is like 1:30 in the morning, so better take it now while it's kind of daylight out. Let's put the cruise control on there. There, now we're good to go. So I'm kind of waiting for 1.35 to come out. I know it's already in testing. I used to go into the betas, but with all the mods I'm running, I'm just going to wait until it gets released because I don't know if that's going to make coast to coast crash the game, which sometimes it could when you run betas like that. And I didn't check in the last week if Coast to Coast had an update for 1.35, but usually he doesn't release it until SCS releases a new patch anyways. I mean, it could be totally fine, but I don't do ATS enough to put out reviews and stuff like that, so I'm just going to stick to the basics on ATS. Farming Simulator, Farmer's Dynasty, yeah, I'll poke my nose into betas on that stuff right now. Nice casual drive. I was going to I'm trying to remember what button it is. That button right there. 43 tons. It's a milling machine. This doesn't seem like it's 43 tons. I probably should go on the workshop on Steam and see what kind of mods they got for real heavy stuff. Like I said, ETS2, the Globetrotter, I hauled, what was it, a train? Well, a locomotive, and I think it was 120 tons. Yeah, that was rough, especially like any little hills. I mean, it was a long haul, and I thought, yeah, we'll travel 1,000 miles with it. Yeah, I won't do that again. There were a couple of hills. I think I was crawling up the hill like at 5 miles an hour. It was challenging. It was fun, but also 1,000 miles and you're going 5 miles an hour up a hill. It took a while. But the one thing I do need to start prepping for, and I don't know if I do, but make sure I want to get ready for the Washington map coming out. Make sure I get all my drivers out of Washington and sell all my garages in Washington if I have any. Because when SCS comes out with their version of Washington, if the map isn't quite, it's probably not going to be lined up exactly like coast to coast. Let me just, actually I should phrase it this way. It's not going to be lined up, so it can confuse where the garage is actually located. It always seems like a car comes up in the left-hand lane just as you're thinking about passing something in front of you. And I think I scared the crap out of the guy that was getting ready to come left-hand lane, like, yeah dude, I'm coming over. We're coming over. Maybe it's the blue lights. Actually, it's been so long now, I really don't even know where my home garage is. And that's usually, the only time I really know is when SCS has an update to a new patch. And they send you off back to your base garage. It's like, oh yeah, that's where my base garage is. I would like to see them add to where if you pull up to one of your garages, you don't have to pay for repairs or yeah, probably just repairs, I guess. Well, at least in ATS we have that insurance when we go to pay for repairs. So that's always nice. That you know. But I mean, right now I got $33 million, so I don't really care anymore. I spent all my money on just buying garages everywhere, drivers and trucks everywhere. So now with 260 some odd drivers, I'm just gonna make more money faster, and of course as they level up, I'm just gonna make more money more. I know I said this before, but one time I thought about starting over a new profile, and I know there's a mod out there, and I haven't seen it in a while. Realistic, I think it's called Realistic Money or something like that. So you don't get all these, like we're getting paid $40,000 to go 500 miles or whatever it was for this load here. So that's something I could do, but the problem is I don't have enough time to play ATS as it is. So if I were to start over and do that mod, I mean, it would take me forever just to get anywhere, if that makes sense. And I probably would cry for like the first few episodes, just thinking, I just want my Volvo. And I'll be at level 1 and not have no cash whatsoever. So right now we're just going to stick right to what we have here. I've been wanting to try, and I know there's mods out there. I want to drive a Freightliner. So if any of you know of a good Freightliner mod I could try out, I would like to try a new Freightliner, not one of the older ones, but a newer style. Wouldn't mind giving that a look-see. Anyone over there, Cindy? Can I just merge on over? Alright, she says we're clear, so we'll get back in the lane that we're supposed to be in. But it has been a while now since, well actually it hasn't been, but it seems like it's been a while since we've been back on the East Coast. Maybe in the future, but I think we'll be sticking over here in the West Coast for a while until Washington comes out. Then of course we'll be traveling around Washington. Of course we're going to have to go see Mount St. Helens. Definitely get through Seattle to check out some of the basically sightseeing is what we want to do. I don't know, personally myself, I haven't been that thrilled with Oregon at all. It's just not my style. But maybe I haven't really given it a chance. I don't know. I mean, I do like California, except for sometimes the speed limit kind of irks me, but but the sights in California are pretty good. And of course, when Washington comes out, I don't know how. I know Pro Mods has been showing off some pictures of Canada, so will be adding Pro Mods to this profile here when Washington comes out. So I think that's what they're gearing up for, is when Washington comes out, then Pro Mods will probably release their version of Canada. And maybe they'll have some snowy terrain, kind of like that they do in, well, I don't know, I haven't played ETS in ages, so I don't know if Pro Mods still has where Greenland has the snowy section, driving in the snow. Dude, if you get in this left-hand lane, you better not slow me down. Not that I'm going to slow down too much, but I mean, I hate to jinx myself because I still got 160 miles to go, but when I was driving from where we left the Case Quadratec to pick up this load, I mean, my shifting was terrible. I was going from like 4th to 8th gear, and I was like, oh, I gotta go to 6th first or something. My steering was terrible. It's like, wow, it's gonna be a rough drive. Must have got close to that truck because it sounded like he was right there. Next thing I know, poof, he was gone. which is perfect timing because it looks like we're getting off right up here in Bakersfield. And I can't help every time now I go through Bakersfield. Movie Castaway, Tom Hanks. Bakersfield? Oh, this is going to be fun because I'm going to be on the hill with 43 tons of fun. I'll crawl up here so I don't lose some momentum here. If I come to a full stop, and you know, sometimes I'm not that good of getting off on a start on a hill. With a heavy load, I should say. Give me some room, guys. Don't hog the road, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sometimes the AI traffic surprises the heck out of me in this game, and then other times you just look at me going, "What are you doing?" What was it, like a few weeks ago? I was just driving a long load like this, and a car came out of an intersection and T-boned me, and I got fined for it. Well, I don't remember the lights on Bakersfield lighting up at night, but how often do I come through Bakersfield at night? Not that often, probably. One thing I did see when I was back on the MP truckers site, with no mods, you kind of forget how things are. So, but I guess there is a way to load up mods on the multiplayer site, so I'll have to read more into that. I just never have. It's like this truck here. Yeah, you can have the Volvo, but you can't have the lift axle, the third axle like we have. Which I'm fine with. Of course, maybe we can. Maybe I can upload the mod. I don't know. I've only made about 2 deliveries on the MP Surfer. And unfortunately, both times I had people that were just... yeah, just you know, they're having fun by ruining other people's gameplay. Did I not shift? There we go. Yeah, the first time I had, well, 2 people. One guy got, well, I say guy. One trucker was in front of me and another was behind me, and they were hitting their brakes and squeezing me in. If I tried to pass, and then of course you get to where you got to go, and you have like 80% damage to the cargo. I was like, yeah, okay. And the second time was, they didn't do it on purpose, but they were going just extremely fast and rammed right into the back of me. But that's the fun of multiplayer. But then I would see other people play on the multiplayer site, and they drive and there's like no traffic, or you know, most people, you know, it's the 5%ers that can sometimes ruin it. I just got unlucky both times, I guess. Tumbleweeds. The first time I saw tumbleweeds on this on this road, of course, this road has changed quite a bit since the first when ATS came out. But I was driving at night and I was not ready for tumbleweeds. I actually thought it was like a deer or something running out in front of my truck. I'm like, no, and I slammed on the brakes. And even the first couple of times, I'm like, the tumbleweeds, I didn't know what was going to happen when you, quote unquote, run over the tumbleweed. I didn't know you could just drive right through them. I was like, do you have to wait for them to cross, or what's the deal with the tumbleweeds? Somebody tell me the secret. Alright, 100 miles out, another 2 hours to drive. I probably should have skipped some time, but I always forget to skip time and see what time of day it is before I start recording. So I accepted this load, and I was like, "Yeah, we'll just go forth with it." Although nighttime driving, I don't think it's as bad as it used to be. I don't know if it's just me, but I think in the early days, nighttime driving, sometimes it would be just pitch black. That's what, but you know, if you drive with high beams like I got now, I mean, you could really light up the road. Come on, I don't need everyone brake checking us here. Sometimes you wonder, now this is where AI traffic I look at and like, what are you guys doing? Why is everyone hitting their brakes for? Why are we slowing down to 30 miles an hour and a 55? Then you would like to pass them, but then you're hauling 41 tons of fun. And you just can't get up and go to pass them all. Just like in real life though, sometimes. Traffic can just really get on your nerves. Let's hang back here a little bit. Although the way they keep hitting their brakes again and brake checking, looks like they're all slowing down again. It's like they're doing this on purpose on me here. Oh, we're merging into one lane, huh? I think that's what we're doing. Yeah, I'll sneak in right here, I think. And now we just have a line of cars in front of us. Well, you can see that, so I don't need to tell you. Luckily, we're just 50 miles out. So usually not too long, but the way this traffic is moving on this road tonight. And it makes you wonder. Here it is, well, it is a Saturday night. Saturday night, Sunday morning. Nearing midnight, and it's a lot of traffic. Did I just read that bomb scroll right that somebody had to return, couldn't find a load, and it cost me $2,800 for fuel and repairs? Although I will say, when this game first came out, my first truck I got was the Peterbilt, and I preferred the Peterbilt over the Kenworth. Maybe I think it was just the interior look of it. All right, I'll stay in the right-hand lane because that's what I should be doing. Although I don't know, maybe I need to be in the left-hand lane. So I can see that I'm kind of going towards the left out here, but I'm not sure if I'm actually turning off the road. I don't even know where the heck I'm even going, to be honest with you. What town we're headed to? Barstow. Okay. This lane does go straight on, does it not? No, it doesn't. No, that guy's not going to let me in. Oh, then he slows way down. Oh, I hate that. You hit the brakes, let them go, and they just like come to a stop. And then I don't pay attention. I rev the engine once again. didn't hit nothing. Sometimes, this is what's a little tricky, I always found out in ETS as well, is sometimes you see these lanes and you think, okay, well this lane will go straight on like I did last time, or then you get to the intersection, it's like, nope, this lane does not continue on straight. So next time you get to one of those interchanges, like, well, here's the interchange, I better get in the left-hand lane because the inside lane does not go on straight, and then you get up there and it's like, well, that lane goes straight. You know, you wish it was just a little bit more consistent. Well, we are in Barstow. 13 miles out. Now when it gets way too dark, I just got to put on my high beams and I can see for ages. But it's not that dark out here. Of course, we are in a city. Alright, so our off-ramp is coming up. It's like they put those bushes there for a reason. And it looks like we have arrived, actually. I'm trying to see how we're parking in here. Anyone? Anyone? Alright, let's hug this wall here. Luckily there's not much cargo in here, so I can swing it way in here, because if there's trailers in here waiting to be picked up, I can't do that, obviously. Park and brake. Perfect. Almost. Well, you know, when you got a long load like that and try to swing it wide, but I got them almost all in. I'm not going to complain at all. Let's unhook this sucker. Synchronizing with World of Trucks. Excelente. Yeah, so 40 grand, 1,000 XP. Not a bad little ride there. Let's hop back out here. We don't need the beacons anymore. I'm not good at driving outside the cab, so I could park here, but we'll park somewhere better because sometimes truckers do have to park in there. Is there a... We'll see if there's a little parking area around here. There's a couple rest areas. I think this must be a hotel. Well, I got one of my garages. Tell you what, let's go down and visit one of my garages and see what's going on there. Find a good gear. Do a little bit of outside cab driving, which, like I said, I'm not really good at. So. A little bit easier if we don't have a trailer though. empty load, I should easily start in 6th gear. Ray's Burgers. Which actually sounds pretty good when it's 1 o'clock in the morning. They have a drive-thru. Is that just a gas station? I thought that was one of my garages. Looks like just a regular gas station. Tells you what I know. Well, we'll come out here and park anyways, because I want to go inside and get some beef jerky. That's my plan anyways. Park and brake. Engine. Yep, we'll go inside, get some Red Bull and some beef jerky for the night drive. But that's going to do it for this drive, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time in American Truck Simulator. But until then, have a good one.